Yes lads, how are we doing? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Football Culture Roundup. This is a new series basically going over the biggest football releases in the month that you need to know about. So make sure you subscribe to keep up every month with the biggest and most important football culture releases. Now we're going to start off with the best over the past month, and if you didn't know already, Nike have started re-releasing old, not just national team shirts, but club shirts. And the first one they've done is the 2004-2005 T90 PSG shirt. Oh my days, lads, what a first shirt to re-release. And not only is this just an absolutely stunning shirt, but the marketing campaign around this is probably one of the best I've seen in modern football. We've got Ronaldinho as a cowboy on a bike. It actually just doesn't get any cooler than that. Obviously Ronaldinho being a former PSG player in the early 2000s, there's no better person to launch your first club reissue than a player like Ronaldinho. How important he's been tonight. But anyway, let's talk about this shirt. Obviously it has that classic template. You've got that Thompson logo, the red sash just kind of off center but going down by the badge. It's unique, and it's also got a bit of a red dash on the sleeve as well. Keeps the kit asymmetrical, which don't see that much nowadays. Makes it unique in itself. Obviously classic T90 template, the Nike logo is up on the collarbone. And guys, to top it off, you've got the old PSG logo, which looks very retro. Now, not only have they released the shirt, but they've also done a retro tracksuit, just like they have done for some of the national teams, and it does not disappoint. Again, like on the national teams ones, we're seeing that asymmetrical colouring with one of the sleeves being coloured differently to the rest. It looks good here using the PSG colours, the blue and the red. Matching joggers, of course, and some more T90 trainers as well, which they are so cool to see in store. I personally would never wear them, because honestly, I just don't know how you'd even pull them off, but I respect anyone that can. Overall, I think this is a 10 out of 10 release. Honestly, I'm very tempted to get this. Maybe that's because of that Ronaldinho marketing campaign. I don't know. It is too good. And to be fair, boys, considering football shirts and their prices nowadays, it's not too bad. It's £85, which is good to know. They haven't put a premium price on this, which I fully expected them to. Let me know, will you be getting this? But our second story comes from Mitre, and I know what you're thinking. Mitre, they don't make boots, they don't make kits. But what they did make was one of the most iconic footballs of all time. The one that was there right at the dawn of the Premier League in the 90s, and they are bringing it back. For the 30th anniversary, the Mitre Ultimax is returning. It's got that classic design, but that's the only kind of thing that's classic about it, to be honest, because they have made a bunch of modern upgrades. But man, it's just so nostalgic. You've got those classic arrows, the red, the gold, and that kind of off-white colouring, which really makes it look retro. And what they've done really cleverly with this campaign to market it is this kind of next in line campaign, using the kids of famous footballers who used this ball in the 90s to kind of link it between the past and the future of the game. So you've got Nicky Butt's son here, Robbie Fowler's son, linking different generations. I love it. I think it's great. Although lads, I must put a warning. There's only 400 of these being re-released. So if you want this ball, you probably have to be some collector who loves this kind of stuff and would pay a premium for it. Because I imagine if you didn't get it on release, the re-release is going to be just ridiculous. But nonetheless, a very cool release. I like it when companies do these kind of throwbacks, especially with anniversaries. Yeah, they'll probably make up any excuse just so they can re-release something and get a bit of money, but we love it. Well, I love it at least. Now let's talk about a release that is for now. A modern design, also inspired by the past, but something that's very much made for the present. It is the David Beckham and Adidas Pink Predators 2025. I don't think you realise how much I love these football boots. Now, if you don't know, I actually had the last pair of Pink Predators that came out. I know they don't look very pink anymore. These were absolutely worn to death. I'll be real with you guys. I wore these like for 6 years. But yeah, I don't know why. I just really like this boot. I thought it was such a unique colour. I just think pink in football in general is just such a unique colour. Obviously with the rise of Inter Miami and everything, it's become a really mainstream colour. I think it's great. I think it works so well. Of course, they are inspired by Inter Miami, as mentioned. As the same colour on these boots as you see on their kits. The Predator was a boot he wore for the first time in the MLS. It kind of became his staple boot when he was in America. So again, to have that American inspiration, American link with Inter Miami, it just makes sense. At Adidas, they describe it the perfect combo of performance and luxury. And look, I think I agree. I mean, it looks stunning. It's got that fold over tongue with that David Beckham branding on. You've got the kind of modern Adidas stripes on the side in black. And as I showed you, my last boot was pink. So maybe these are my next boots, you know. Thing is, I do feel like you need to be a midfielder to play with these. Like, I don't know. I play up front. Like, could I get away wearing these boots? Let me know in the comments what you think and if you would ever consider picking up boots that are this bright pink. And now lads, back to Nike, and I'm sure this has been all over your feed, all over your TikTok for you page, but a bunch of clubs have finally got their third shirts released, which are these modern takes on the kind of T90 template. They've all been released and they look stunning. Obviously only a select few clubs have got this special treatment from Nike, and I'm so glad to say my team Tottenham is included in that. Honestly, I don't remember a better Tottenham kit. Genuinely, our away kit is stunning, but this, I think it could be the best release I've seen. You know, like all the other ones, you've got that that classic template, the classic trim, the Nike badge is high up, the badge is centralised, which by the way, for Tottenham, it's retro. And that's the same for Chelsea as well, which probably is the nicest one, all black, but that retro badge. Barcelona have got one as well, which is very unique. That colour is very different, that kind of peach orange. And PSG have also got one, which is actually a bit different to the other ones because you've got these kind of lines going down it in this subtle base detailing. Stops it from looking too plain, maybe a bit like the Barca one. I think this will go down as one of the best Nike releases in a while. And look, it's a perfect way of using nostalgia to fuel the future and to make present designs exciting. But the total 90 hype does not stop there, genuinely. I mean, Nike are doing anything at this point, because if you didn't know already, they have reissued a bunch of national team shirts. Obviously, a few months ago, we saw the Figo Portugal one, but more recently, we've had the Netherlands one with Van Nistelrooy, Ronaldinho Brazil, South Korea Ji-sung Park, which is honestly one of my favourite football shirts of all time. And then we've also got a US one, which has that old USA badge, which is so clear of the current one. I honestly love these shirts. And the problem is with these, right? Why are these never advertised in kind of the football mainstream media? They're never on the main Nike Instagram. They're not even on some of the pages of the football shirt shops that actually sell these. It makes literally zero sense because these are some of the best releases of the year. Like, why would you not go all out and show that you're bringing these nostalgic fan favourite products back out? But this is exactly why you should be subscribed to this page, because if they don't bring it to you, I will. Right, and finally lads, I'm going to tell you about something that I've got into recently, which is literally like being a child again, collecting football cards, because Topps have released their debut edition Premier League 2026 card collection, and I am loving collecting these cards. Honestly, it's like match tax from back in the day, but they're more premium. There's chances of getting autographs, of getting numbered cards, like one-of-ones. It's insane, so they just feel more premium. And lads, as you can see, I've started my collection. I know one of them is a bit controversial right now with Isaac, but look at that, gold lines. Anyways, the point is, they have just released these, so guys, if you want to start collecting football cards again, get on it now. Honestly, get on it now. Yeah, it's a really good space at the moment. Football card collecting in general on YouTube, even with the Sidemen, everything is becoming like really big. And this is kind of the place to start with it, because they're not too expensive. Am I spending way too much money on it? Probably yes, but it's so fun doing it. I'm streaming it at the moment. If you don't follow my TikTok already, go follow it. Link in my bio, because we're streaming pack openings and it is so fun. But there we go lads, I hope you enjoyed this video and you kind of got some sort of value out of it. You kind of saw what is going on in the football world, because a lot of this stuff isn't talked about when it really should be. But let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. As always, really appreciate the support. And lads, happy to announce videos are now weekly. Every Wednesday I will be uploading a new long form YouTube video, so make sure you subscribed, and I'll see you next Wednesday for the next video in a bit.